Hello once again, this is Stu back here. I just browsed through Reddit here, and I seen that the posting for the voting system for the video game awards have come up. So I figured let's kind of go through them and let's vote together. See what you guys think. I think it'd be kind of a cool little idea, even though I don't know. Probably my opinion probably doesn't agree with probably a fair amount of people, but nonetheless, let's check it out. Best esports event. I don't watch esports or partake in it, but the only one I know that's kind of cool is Evo, because, you know, Street Fighter. Keep voting. Yep. Okay. That's cool. Of course, I'm starting from the bottom, you know, starting off the last one to the game of the year. So, esports coach. I have no idea who any of these are, so let's go with this Counter-Strike dude. Some Danny Zonic. Sure. Esports team, same thing. Don't know who any of these guys are, and never heard of any of these, so let's go, as I said, for the game that I really probably played the most, and which is Counter-Strike. It's probably someone out there is probably like, you jerk! It's so-and-so. Yeah, whatever. Esports athlete. I do understand that like esports is actually really crazy in terms for, you know, what these guys actually do. I couldn't do it, but that's me because I'm an old man and just can't do it. But anyway, let's go. As I said, same thing. Go with the games I know, and CS:GO, Call of Duty, Apex, Alright, so yeah, this Matthew Zhu? Sure, why not? Good for him. Best esports game. No, as I said, no, I know I have all these. Counter-Strike 2, haven't played yet, but you know, I played Counter-Strike since the original on Xbox too. Didn't have a PC at the time, but I played on Xbox. Oh, like original Xbox. Dota, not crazy for. League of Legends, I played it a little bit, it was okay. PUBG, I suck at. Valorant, I'd probably just play Counter-Strike. So I'm gonna go Counter-Strike. Content Creator of the Year. I'm not on there yet. One day. But no, don't even know who any of these people are, so let's just go with the most generic. People make games. If they make games, hopefully they're good. Alright, next up. Most anticipated game. Recognize an announced game that has been demonstratively illustrated potential to push the game medium forward. Ooh, this one is tough. Final Fantasy VII might be okay, just due to being Final Fantasy. Not my favorite Final Fantasy series, or Final Fantasy game series out of the entire franchise. I haven't even finished off the remake on PlayStation 4. I don't know, Final Fantasy 6 and 10 are my favorite ones, but nonetheless. Hades is going to be freaking fantastic. Like, I don't know who... The first one was, like, Supergiant Games. Like, they make nothing but gold, so it's great. But I finished Like a Dragon this past year, and holy man, that game was so good. It got me into the Yakuza series, so I'm gonna have to go Infinite Wealth. Like that is probably the one game I'm looking forward to the most in a very long time. So well, let's just keep going. Best adaptation. Recognizing that. Ooh, this one was really tough. Castlevania, I love the series. I like every single Castlevania game I played every single Castlevania game, so I'm very much looking forward to the second season of Nocturne. Original series, amazing, just straight up amazing. Gran Turismo was surprisingly really good. I had low expectations when I watched it, but I will also watch almost every video game movie, which you'll soon enough find out. Last of Us is the perfect example of video game series should not be a movie. They could be based off, like, in the role of Gran Turismo. Yeah, okay, that works good. But as taking a game as a franchise and make it into a movie, barely ever works. We all know that. Probably the only best one is maybe, what, Silent Hill? But TV shows, amazing. Which can be said in The Last of Us and Twisted Metal. And Castlevania. Last of Us might have to take this one. It was so good. Pedro Pascal was just so incredibly well done. And Sean Canada. But Twisted Metal, that was actually way better than I thought it'd be. Has nothing to do with the game, just in the world, but still cool. Mario, I have yet to watch it yet, which is a shocker. So, maybe when it comes to Netflix, so which is, I think, is next month, I think. But nonetheless, I'm going to actually have to say Last of Us. Last of Us was really, really good. So, alright, on to the next. Best multiplayer game. Baldur's Gate 3. Haven't played that yet, but Diablo 4. It's a Blizzard game. Party Animals, I don't play... Actually, the issue with this one is I don't play multiplayer. I'm a very single-player player. But, nonetheless, Party Animals, I think that reminds me much of Fall Guys. Street Fighter 6, I will respect the series of what it is, but I suck at fighting games, so. Super Mario Brothers Wonder, no. It's just another Mario game. They might add some new power-ups, but I'm surprised they don't name it the new Super Mario Brothers, but oh well. Multiplayer, everything I've seen so far is gonna have to say Baldur's Gate. A bunch of guys I work with, they talk about the game, and they're getting completely different storylines from what one person does. So I think that is kind of crazy that you can start up a new game with a bunch of buddies, and you can have a completely different, almost a different game compared to what you played in your own single player. So yeah, Baldur's Gate for multiplayer. Previous. Alright. Best esports and racing. Well, soccer? F1 racing? Forza? Hot Wheels Unleashed? I think that should be like... I don't know. I would almost say... that should almost be like action. It's hard to say. But if I was to go for... the crew, I wasn't crazy for the other ones. But Forza... I don't know. Forza was really, really good. I'm not big on the Motorsport series, but like Horizon is really good. Actually, I did like the Forza series back on 360, like Forza 2 and 3. I'll put a lot of time into those. Best sim and strategy. Well, okay, this one's kind of interesting. I'm kind of torn on this one. Advance Wars 1 and 2. It's a remake. I don't think almost that remakes, if they do, they have to add a lot to the game to make it a remake. Like as, well, perfect example would be Resident Evil 4. If you just throw a fresh coat of paint on it, like improve the graphics slightly, like as in Advance Wars, they have to add a lot more to it. So, I'm not crazy about that. City Skylines, I don't say it was ready yet. I tried playing it. I love the first one. I put countless hours of the first one, but it just, something about the second one, not yet. If they could do like was it the follow-up of, or just the creator's passion behind the game and keep working on it, then sure, maybe. But this year, unfortunately not. Company Heroes, never played it yet. Never played any of the Company Heroes series, but I suck at them, so. Fire Emblem Engage, didn't even know there was a new Fire Emblem. That just says how much it was. Pikmin, it's Pikmin. Pikmin, it's one of the original Nintendo titles that were actually worthwhile playing, worth checking out. Best Family. Disney Illusion Island. That one, I actually wouldn't mind playing. I wouldn't mind playing. Just because of what I've seen of it, it reminds me very much of Rayman. The Rayman Legends and Origins. Those are some of my favorite platformer games of all time. So that one, if it's anything like that, that would probably get a win for me. But that being said, I never played it. Party Animals, as I said, kind of looks like a reskin of a game. Pikmin 4 might be the top there. Sonic Superstars, I don't. Is that the one that's just came out? I'm not too sure. It's hard to say. There's been so many games that came out recently that really done it. But this one, I think this would have to actually go to Mario. Just cause with how that works when you die, you can come with your character, like if you're playing with, you know, nephews, kids, whatever, that they come flying back in and you help them out. I think that's the best way to go about it. So I will say Mario. Best fighting game. God of Rock, never heard of it. Mortal Kombat 1, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. That one looks cool. Seen a couple other YouTubers play it, and so far it looks good, but it just will be like that. Was it that WB fighting game that came out a while ago? So hard to say. Vodka Bravery, never heard of it. So it must be like an iPad game, maybe. I don't know. And Street Fighter 6, can't top the king. So best RPG. Oh, all right. This one I know would be tough. Baldur's Gate. You know, it is probably going to win Game of the Year. We all know that. Final Fantasy 16. Have yet to play it. I want it to come to PC already so that I don't have to buy a PlayStation 5. Because right now that's the only reason to buy a PlayStation 5 right now. For me at least. Liza P. Really good. The closest thing to a new Dark Soulsborne game this year. So it gets a lot of respect for that. Sea of Stars, though, that was the type of RPG that I wanted for a very long time. Very much like the in the vein of like Chrono Trigger, like a old classic Super Nintendo RPG, something that just hasn't been done in quite some time. So Sea of Stars might do it. And Starfield, I couldn't get into it. I wanted to. It's Bethesda, which always, they do make good games. No one could deny that they don't make good games. But unfortunately, I think for me, as I said, Baldur's Gate's going to be probably Game of the Year. So you know what? Let's get Sea of Stars. So, all right, best action adventure. Alan Wake 2. First one was amazing. I really want to play Alan Wake 2, but just too pricey right now. So maybe down the road. Down the road, I will definitely get it. Spider-Man 2. I did not like the first one, and I have zero desire to play any of the Spider-Man games. If that's the rate that Insomniac is going, like, we're just gonna see nothing but Marvel games, and like the Marvel movies, it's just not that good. Like, I don't know. Let me just check something quickly here. Mike's in the way. All right, what came out this past year from them, or the past recently? Okay, here we go. Spider-Man 2, Ratchet Clank, Spider-Man, Spider-Man, Ninja Noah, Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, no. Insomniac Games. I think they're one of the respected developers, but to be honest, my favorite game from them recently, like Ratchet Clank, you know, fantastic series, but I wanted something new. Like, I don't want sequels and all this other stuff. I want something just to stand out differently. And Insomniac, the last game that I really enjoyed from them was Sunset Overdrive, which was heavily underrated. So, unfortunately for me, no, not Spider-Man. Resident Evil 4, it's so good. They added, it's the same, but it's like completely different. They redid the remake right, very much like how they did the original one. So, best action adventure might be up for me for Resident Evil 4 or an Alan Wake, but sorry to say it for a game I never played yet. Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I played a little bit of the first one. Didn't play the second one yet, so But Respawn, I give them credit. Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. I do not like the Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom DLC. I did not like that series. Zelda is good, but those ones, they were not good in my eyes. So, but that's me. I'm not big on the whole open world unless I have structure behind it. So, but that's that. That's with me just saying that. So, let's go. So Resident Evil. I'm gonna go with Resident Evil 4. People are gonna probably get some hates for that. So anyway, all right. Best action game. Best action for these. All right. So this one is gonna be interesting. Armored Core came back with a vengeance. Long-time series. Gets all the credit in the world. And like, I can't say it's like, oh, it's been, quite a while. No, look, last Armored Core came out on the PlayStation 3. So they needed to come back, which is good. Change it up for From Software. So, but Dead Island 2, long time stuck in development hell. It's okay. Ghost Runner 2, awesome that is an indie developed game, and same with Remnant. But the one that came out of nowhere and deserves to be recognized is Hi-Fi Rush. That game was so freaking good, and just the shadow drop of it when it came out, it needs to be heavily recognized. All right, best VR and AR. All right, Gran Turismo, just different camera angle. Horizon, Call of the Mountain, maybe Humanity, puzzle game, which you just kind of look around. Resident Evil Village VR mode, as said, camera change, which don't get me wrong, still would be cool because that baby scene would be crazy. And Synapse, never heard of it. So with this one, I think I'm gonna have to just go with Horizon. Alrighty, next we're over halfway there. Best mobile game. Let's go with Monster Hunter because I don't play on my phone. Alright, best debut indie game. Cocoon. Cocoon was cool. Dredge, I hear a lot about that. Pizza Tower, I hear a lot about. Viewfinder. Dredge, because I hear a lot about that, but that's also supported by Team 17, so is that really best indie debut? Pizza Tower looks cool. Haven't played it yet, but then it's like, at the same time, I also like, it just reminds me of very much of a Flash game, so that's all good. Venba, never heard of it. My art style looks cool. Viewfinder, that one looked really neat. To take a camera and adjust it to solve puzzles. I'm gonna have to go with, I like originality and all that stuff. Best independent game. Let's see here. Let's see. Cocoon, okay, cool. Dave the Diver. Dredge, same thing. Sea of Stars, Viewfinder. Oh, this one's probably tough. You know what? I'm gonna have to say Sea of Stars. They made was it The Messenger as well, and it's all actually takes place in one world. I think that's really, really cool. Best community support. Recognize a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness. Baldur's Gate. As I said, they're getting Game of the Year, so you have to give everyone else. I almost want to say, well, Destiny 2. I can't get into the Destiny series. There's too much DLC, and I just don't even know what I'm doing when I jump into it. Final Fantasy 14, I'd give it all the credit in the world, but have it free to play or something like that, because I can't justify spending that $20 a month just to play one game. Just no. No Man's Sky, incredible what they've came along with it. I think they won the previous year, which I give them all the credit in the world. They made that game look from day one to now what it is, completely different. But the same thing can be said with Cyberpunk, and to me, Cyberpunk's one of my favorite games of all time. So it's a little bit biased, but Cyberpunk is just where it's at for me. Best ongoing. Apex, just add characters. Final Fantasy 14, they keep adding more content to it. Cyberpunk, of course, the Phantom Liberty DLC. Fortnite, as far as I know, their last big addition to it was just the Note Zero build or the OG mode or whatever the hell it is. But none of those, as I said, Apex and Fortnite, not my thing. Same with Genshin. I couldn't care less about it. Oh, it's tied between these two. I want to say, okay, you know what? We just did Cyberpunk the last one. Let's go Final Fantasy. Because they do, considering that it was a game that failed when it started and they came back and just became one of the best ones. Awesome. Games for Impact. Alright. Okay. Space for the Unbound. Never heard of it. Chance of Sonar. Never heard of it. Goodbye Volcano High. Heard of it. Never played it. What was it? Chia? I've heard of it. Never played it. Terra Nil. Same thing. Venba. Same thing. So I guess the only one I could think of, because this one was kind of like, I think Breath of the Wild like. I think. Let's just go with it. Hard to vote for a game that you never heard of. Innovation and accessibility. Okay. Okay, let's see. Diablo 4. I wish they could show examples of what their innovation and accessibility. So Diablo, as far as I can tell, they changed colors. Forza. Same thing. You know, maybe change the colors. That's about it. Maybe some death modes or something like that. Hi-Fi Rush. I think that they did a whole bunch. Not just change colors, but also like, since it's music based, I want to say that one. I think they did some stuff with that, I believe. Spider-Man, same thing. I don't care. Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, they probably just have more simplified combos. As I said, I wish they would show examples of what happened here. But let's go with Hi-Fi Rush. As I said, that game deserves to be recognized. Best performance. Ben Starr, Final Fantasy 16. Okay. Cameron Monaghan, Jedi. Idris Elba. Okay, yeah, it just sucks that I've never seen any of their performances. But let's go with Baldur's Gate, dude. I know, it was like such, it's like, yeah, I recognize the name. Best audio design. Alan Wake, that would probably be good. Dead Space, you know, Resident Evil. The horror games, I think their audio could be really, really good. But you know what? I think best audio design, the fact that everything in the whole world, of no matter what level you are, there's so many things that are affected by the music. So game design and with tied with the audio, it has to be Hi-Fi Rush. Best score and music. Oh, as I said, this one, the only one I've known is, yeah, Hi-Fi Rush that I really listen to. I know Alan Wake would be really good. Baldur's Gate would be great. Final Fantasy 16, you know, it's Final Fantasy. They have the standards of high standards for music. Zelda, it's a Zelda game, very low ambient. I'd probably want to say, I don't know, for best outstanding for inclusive story, original song, and licensed soundtrack. I don't know. I liked a lot of the music in Hi-Fi Rush. Like, oh, it got me so going. So, best art direction. Okay, Alan Wake, as I said, haven't played it. Hi-Fi Rush, I love this new updated cell shaded look. So that might get it. Liza P. That one I'm gonna have to talk about. Mario Wonder looks exactly the same. If I was to take any screenshot of any of the other Marios and just put them side by side, which one would it be? You'd have a hard time. Zelda, same thing. It's nothing stood out in it in my eyes. But for me, I'd have to say Liza P. I think that idea of that world is so neat. Best narrative. I really need to be playing games more often. Alright, my eyes, I'm probably gonna have to say just even Alan Wake. I'm really intrigued by the story with that one, but as I said, having yet to play it, it doesn't help. Baldur's Gate, same thing. And as I said, the narrative can be so expansive, so that's kind of cool. Phantom Liberty, the original Cyberpunk storyline is like so good. Final Fantasy 16, you know, known for story. Spider-Man, you're Spider-Man. So, as I said, the fact that I know that Baldur's Gate is pretty much going to win, I want to say Cyberpunk. I know, it's just best game direction. I love the fact that Alan Wake, you know, 14 years since the first one came out, and this now is popping this up. Awesome. Same with Baldur's Gate, because like what? When did Baldur's Gate 2 come out? Like 2001, so 20 years. So yeah, best game direction. I know. Spider-Man, same thing. Cutscenes. Mario, play smooth. Zelda, you get one special item. It's as I said, Zelda game, the Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. I'm not crazy for them. So, but they're good games. Like a bad Zelda game is still a great Zelda game. So, best game direction, I think, just for the sheer expansiveness. Yeah, Baldur's Gate. And game of the year. This one sucks because it's very top hitters. Alan Wake, that might be my game of the year if I actually played it. Baldur's Gate, same thing. Great, fantastic RPG. Lots to it. You know, full customization, make the game that you wanted to be. So, we all know that's where it's going to go. But Marvel, as I said, every other Spider-Man game, not crazy for it. Resident Evil 4, fantastic that it's a remake. Like, it's a perfect example of what a remake should be. But would I want a remake to be a game of the year? No. Mario Wonder Deals, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, I could say the same thing. It's a level pack. It's get a couple new items and all that. It would just need to add a lot more to the game other than it's, as I said, it's a Mario game. That's all there is to it. So is it a bad Mario game? Is still a good game, much like Zelda. Same thing. A bad Zelda game is still a great game. So I think that Mario and Zelda should be out. Resident Evil should be out. Just as I said, Resident Evil, because of it's a remake. I would actually want to say, Alan Wake, because as I said, it's been a long dormant series, so you can't almost say it's like they could have named it something else and it would have been good. Like I don't know, Nightmares. It tied into the whole Alan Wake control world, and I would do it. And Baldur's Gate, same thing. You know, it's indie developed that shook up the gaming industry, that other developers were complaining about it because there was too much for it. Like, that says something. If other developers are complaining about the game is like it's too good, then you know there's a reason for that, and that's the game of the year. Alrighty, so earned a badge, achieved, all voted in all categories. Yay! So yeah, there we go. That's my 2 cents on the for everything. So I would say that would be a solid year, but I'm almost 100% certain that Baldur's Gate has got this. I'm pretty sure Spider-Man and Final Fantasy will be in there somewhere, but the one I hope that does get a lot more recognition is definitely Hi-Fi Rush. That one deserves it so much. So, but yeah, that will do it for this one. I just figured I saw that, it'd be kind of fun to just whip it up and gotta go from there. So yeah, if you think that something else is wrong and tell me where I'm wrong, I'm okay with that too. Comment on the bottom there. Other than that, like, dislike, really. Well, maybe not dislike. That might pose an issue for me. But nonetheless, yeah, that's my 2 cents on these games. That's just me being the old bitter old man. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for hearing my rambling about what games I did not play. And yeah, thanks for hanging out, and I shall see you in the next one. Later.